So, good morning to all of you. So, we are studying about the organizing and we studied the features of organizing. The next we have to study is about the importance of organizing. The importance of organizing becomes clear with the help of the following points. Benefits of specialization. Under organizing, all the activities are subdivided into various works or jobs. For all the sub-works, competent people are appointed who become expert by doing a particular job time and again. In this way, maximum work is accomplished and the organization gets the benefit of specialization. So because of this organizing, so when you the first work that we are doing in the organizing is that we divide the work into small tasks. Isn't it? So like if the entire task is there, so that will be divided into small tasks. Okay. See, like a producing a product. See, for example, if you consider about a laptop. Okay, so a laptop is to be manufactured. So if it is a laptop manufacturing company, so then there will be like producing of the screen will be there, producing of the keyboard will be there, or producing of the internal parts will be there, motherboard will be there, memory will be there. Sometimes these products are manufactured by some other company also, and assembling of these things, most of the laptop companies, what they do is that they assemble the things only. So like if you take your laptop, if it is of Toshiba, and if you open it, then you will find that even whatever may be the company that you are opening, you are purchasing other than Apple, all the companies are using Intel processor. So the processor that is used is by Intel. Motherboard is made by maybe another company. The internal storage hard disk is made by another company. The processor is made by another company. Okay, so if you take your computer, you will find that it is find those different companies' name and all is written there. Or if you take the manual of the product when you purchase a laptop and all, you will get a manual of that. So you will say like AMD processor is there, or a graphic card is there, or different type of parts are there. Even the LCD, the screen that is there, that is manufactured mostly by LG or Samsung, like that. Or these TV manufacturing companies and all are there. They are manufacturing the screen. So different companies are manufacturing different parts of the product, and they combine all these things together. So like HP or Toshiba is what they do is that only they manufacture the outer cover of the product and they combine all these things into it. That's all. Okay. Or if a car manufacturing company also is doing the almost similar activities. So like if the chair is manufactured by one company, engine is belonging to maybe another company. So different parts of the battery is there for maybe another company. So different companies are manufacturing different parts. Tire may be manufactured by another company. So, and all these things are combined or assembled together to make a final product. Okay, so such a way this is there. So these kind of different activities are given to different people. All the work cannot be done by one person. So like if it is a car manufacturing company, so that like the tire, okay, setting up of a tire is done by one person, setting up the seat is done by another person, and the engine is fixed by another person, or different parts are there. So you just like it is you might have seen, say, like the car manufacturing companies and all in detailed videos and all, if you have seen, you will see that the car is moving on a belt. Okay, so first the body is made, and after that it will be moving on a belt, and it will come under different locations are there where the employees are there. So in front of them it will come and stop there, and so one person may be there, he is attaching the engine. So that is the only job. So there is a crane like thing is there, it is coming, bringing and attaching the engine there, and giving. And another person is there, he is giving connection to the battery and so on. Another person is attaching the bulb, another person is attaching the other activities. So different people are doing different kind of job. So the entire work is divided into small tasks and given to specialist people, those who are expert in that particular field. Okay, so a person will be there. So like if a person who is working in a manufacturing company, so see for example, he may have an experience of 10 years, but for the 10 years he has been working in that particular job only. See, like he may be doing the work of a engine, or he is doing the work of fixing the tire. So every day he is fixing the tire. Okay, that is the job that he is doing. So by doing this regularly, every day, again and again, the same job repeatedly, he will become specialist in that. You know, so he is expert in that field. So he knows exactly about this particular part of the product, but he may not know much idea about the other parts, but he is expert in that particular field. Okay, see for example, if in our school we are having see like different teachers are there. See just for in our commerce itself, we can see like I am teaching business studies, and for last 7 years I have been teaching. Okay, so and Sandu sir is teaching accountancy, and this Anish sir is teaching business, economics. So different three teachers are there. Three subjects are given to different teachers. Okay, so Joseph sir is teaching English, and Purnima ma'am is teaching, or like Sandhya ma'am is teaching Hindi. So these subjects are handled by them for many years. If they are working in the school for 10 years, all the 10 years they are teaching the same subject and almost the same class. Isn't it? So they have been teaching in every same class the same material, like the same topic I am teaching for the last 7 years. Isn't it? So every year when we teach, we will be able to teach it in a little more better manner. See, like how I was teaching in the last year is slightly better than that. This year I will be able to teach, and next year little more better. So that way, when we get a more time, more experience, we get a more specialist. You know, people will become a specialist. So that benefit will be enjoyed in organizing. If there is a proper organizing function, then this specialization, the benefit of specialization can be achieved. So that is the one thing. And clarity in working relationships. Organizing clarifies the working relation among employees. It specifies who is to report to whom. Therefore, communication becomes effective. It also helps in fixing accountability. Okay, so what is my work? So the responsibility and what work I have to do and whom I have to report, if there is any kind of see, like in reporting relationships are there in organizations. There is like if I am a junior officer, I will be like if we are going to the colleges and all, we will find that there are different departments, like English department, maybe there, commerce department, maybe there, different departments are there, and HODs are there, head of the departments are there. So, and under him there will be also sub-departmental heads are there. Okay, so different teachers are there. So like imagine if the commerce department is there, one head of the commerce department may be there, and under him all the teachers are there. So like we are having, so in our school we don't have such kind of system, but normally in the colleges and all we have kind of this HOD systems are there. Okay, so we are supposed to report to that. So if any person, so like they are that the HOD of that commerce department is in charge of all the teachers, those who are teaching in the commerce. So like see, there will be like BCom will be there, BBA will be there, MCom will be there, MBA will be there. All these courses are there. So the teachers, those who are teaching, and their work is only that. So when in the college where I was studying, there was a particular building made only for a commerce department. Given like the school building is there, so we had studied in a very big campus, and the school is there. So in the center, the college is in the center. There is a very big like auditorium and other type of things are there, welcoming and office are all these type of things like that. Then from there, that is very wide area is there. So in between there are so many parks and other type of things, and playgrounds. So all these are there. And in between you will find that as like one area there will be English department, one will be chemistry department, one botany department, zoology department. So many departments are there. Each departments are having its own buildings are there, and we had like a commerce for that particular one building is there, and in that only commerce students will be coming. Means only the like see there are like 5 batches are there only for commerce itself. You know, 5 not total. There are 10 batches there, like BBA first year, second year, third year, 3 batches are, and BCom first year, second year, third year, 3 batches are there. Altogether, there are 6 courses in a UG course itself, and MBA. So in our college, for MBA, there was a separate building was there, and for BBA, this was there, and MCom will be there. So MCom also first year, second year, and in that also specializations are there, like MCom finance is there, MCom marketing is there, MCom HR is there. Different courses are there. So all these classrooms together, there will be so many classes are there, and there are around 20-25 teachers are there in this particular department itself. Okay, and one HOD, and there one staff room, all the things are there. So there it is just like a separate college like. So that our building entirely facilities. It is inside the college. There is a very wide area. There is a canteen is there, and there's a hostel is there. All the facilities are there. It will be some around 20-25 acres of land is there. So that campus itself. Okay, and inside that there are everywhere roads are there, and people go with a bike or car inside the campus, and the different buildings are there. So entering into the campus, we can also, these students also were permitted to enter with the bike and all, and or car or whatever maybe that we are coming, we can go. And in front of our department, our parking area and all is there. So there we can do that. So all these specialities are there. So such a way it is there. So it is divided into particular each departments, and they have to handle only in that particular department. So they will get a particular area, or they will get a place where they can study, or they can do the job. Okay, so that is the like that. Okay, then next is about optimum utilization of resources. Under the process of organizing, the entire work is divided into various small activities. There is a different employee performing every different job. By doing so, there is no possibility of any activity being left out, or any possibility of unnecessary duplication of a job. Consequently, there is optimum utilization of all the available resources like material, machine, financial, human resource in the organization. So optimum utilization of resources, fuller utilization of resources are there. All the resources in the organization can be fully utilized. So there will not be like a overlapping of the activities, or a repetition of the job will not be there. So like one person is appointed for doing the particular job, and he will be handling only that job, and the resources required for that he will be handling. So the others will not be taking up the resources like that. So this can be utilized. So as I've told you, like there is like an expert person is there, so he may not require much amount of resources. So he can use the less resources, and he can use it in an efficient manner. See, for example, if a cloth manufacturing company is there, and if they are stitching shirt, okay. So 1 meter of cloth is there, or like if a normal shirt and all is there required, then some around I think you see like there will be a bundle of cloth will be there. So one shirt is to be made. Then they know like if the main part, this like back portion is there, front portion is there, they have to cut these. So normally what we are purchasing is that like some 2 meter of cloth we are purchasing and giving to the tailor, and they will be cutting that one like centerpiece. They will be cutting from the middle area, and other so 2 parts are there, so that will be there. And so much amount of wastage is there. So actually 2 meter of for making a shirt, if we are purchasing 2 meter of cloth and giving, but 2 meter of cloth is not required for doing. So, but what problem is that when we cut it, there will be some pieces which is extra, so that will be wasted. Okay, but in the factory and all, what they do is that they will cut it into some area that's like they are having one bundle of full cloth. They are not cutting into small pieces like 1 meter, 2 meter like that. They will have a bundle of cloth, and from there they will be cutting they will be designing, or they will be deciding how to cut it, so that they know how to cut it in without wasting much of the clothes. So there will be one person who is cutting the cloth. So he is doing the cutting work only. He is not stitching. He will cut the cloth. That is the only job that he has. And he will hand over these pieces to another person. And there will be another person who is like stitching this one, joining maybe like this back piece and the front piece. Okay. Or another person may be adding the collar. Another person may be stitching the hand, or another person is attaching the pocket, and another person is doing all the finer work, some stitching and really, and another person will be verifying the products, if any mistakes is there or not, all this. So the proper measurement is given, and what work is there. So like if all these people, those who are doing this work, one set of people is there, like one cutting of cloth, a stitching of cloth, all this one line of people are there, and all of them are doing one particular size of cloth. Like if it is like 40 size or 38 size shirt they are manufacturing, only their work is that they are stitching only 38 size shirt. Okay, all these members are doing. So there may be like some 10 members will be there in that group, and they will be making this only. So they will have like one bundle of cloth will be there. It may be like a blue color. So they will be making 38 size cloth shirt, and in one bundle there may be like 50 shirts can be made. So that they'll be making. So one in a day they will be making some 10 shirts or 20 shirts. So that they will be doing. So in that way they will become expert in that, and the utilization of the resources, fuller utilization of resources can be used. Then adaptation to change. So if there is any kind of possibility of changes, organizing process makes the organization capable of adapting to any change connected with the post of the employees. This becomes possible only because of the fact that there is a clear scalar chain of authority for the managers right from the top to the lower level. Whenever a managerial post falls vacant, it is immediately filled up by promotion. Since every subordinate is well aware of the working of his boss, there is no difficulty for his taking up the new post. Okay, so adaptation to the changes. So there is a possibility of changes, like you know, see, like if there are in any area, any type of job that people are doing. So sometimes then people they may leave the job. You know, in between they will leave the job, and there will be a vacancy will be there. Okay, so in the if there is a proper organizing structure, if there is a proper organization procedures are there, then what happens, there is a clear idea is there regarding what is that person. See, like if one person is leaving the job, though the what is his post and what are his responsibilities, what are the duties that he was doing, what is his qualifications, all these things are clear. So it is very easy for the organization to appoint another person into that position. Or maybe see, like if you see like a middle level manager is leaving, so a lower level manager will be see, like there will be say like some 5 lower level managers are there, out of one who is expert in that field will be promoted to that post. Okay, so he is working already, he is working under that person, and he knows to some extent what all the works that the manager or his boss is doing, and he will have an idea about that. He already is familiar with the organization. He will know what all the works are to be done in the organization. Everything is somewhat clear with that person. So when he is getting this higher position, and he will be able to do the job without any much problem. Okay, if an outsider is entering into the business, then there will be he may not have much idea regarding. And so when that lower level employee is promoted to the high middle level, then there will be a vacancy in the lower level, and to that level a new employee can be appointed. Okay, so then he will get experience, and afterwards he will be also getting promoted if then there is a vacancy like that. So any changes are required, then that can be applicable if there is a proper procedure, proper organizing is there, then any changes can be accepted. There will not be any kind of confusion. If there is no proper organizing structure, if a person is going, we cannot understand what is the quality of that person, what are the job that he was doing. If we don't know clearly, then another person, in order to appoint another person, it will be difficult. And if a new person is coming, in order to understand what all the works that he was doing, in order to understand that also, there will be so much amount of complications.
So please tell it once more.
Pardon?
So please tell it once more.
Which one?
So this one, adapting of changes.
Adapting of changes only, that is what I've told you. See, if any person is leaving the job, see for example, there is a top level manager. Okay, and under him there are 3 departments are there, 3 level, like a production manager, sales manager, and a marketing manager or finance manager is there. Okay, 3 managers are there, and under him there are also three employees are there. This is a local level managers are. Okay, so there are 3 employees working under him. See, for example, if the production manager is leaving, so what happens? The vacant, this position becomes empty. You know, there is a vacancy in this position. So we have to fill up this position, and there are 2 options. Either we can appoint a person from outside. So the outsider may be already a production manager of maybe any other company. So we can invite a person who is already having job, so he may be interested. So already those who are having some experience in the becoming as a production manager, 2 years, 3 years experience they will be demanding. So such a person will be invited and appointed to that position. And even if it is not there, then a junior level employee can be promoted. to this position. So this person is working under him already. He knows exactly what the manager is doing. What are the jobs of that person? Isn't it? So he will be promoted to this position, production manager. Okay. So it will be very much easier for him to enter into that position. And when he is going there, then there will be a vacancy in this position. So a new person will be appointed to this position. Okay. So he will become expert by doing the job. Okay. After some time, and if this person is also or any other managers are living, then anyone from under him, that they will be promoted. Okay. So if this is take place, then what happens? These lower level employees, they know that if our superiors, any of the middle level managers are leaving, then we get a chance to be in that position. So they will be always doing motivated, and they will be always working hard to get a promotion. So this will also a motivator, as well as if any change in the organization is there, any employees changing, then it can be accepted. Okay, adaptation to the change. Then next is about effective administration. It has generally been observed that there is always a condition of doubt about the authority of the managers among themselves. The process of organizing makes a clear mention of each and every activity of every manager, and also their extent of authority. It is also made clear as to whom shall a manager order for a particular job. Everybody also knows to whom they are accountable. In this way, the confusion about the authority is put to an end. Consequently, effective administration becomes possible. So if there is like a proper organizing structure is there, okay. So if anything is there, any problem is taking place, or see like these top level managers, under him there are 3 managers are there. So if any things are required, if anything related to the production, if he has to discuss, he need not to call all the members. He must to call only one, this production manager. He will, the top level manager will be the general manager, will be calling the production manager and asking what about the production, if any problem is there regarding production. You know, all need not to be called for that. And if he wants to do something, see like in under him there are 3 employees are there working, or there are many employees working there, and they are handling different jobs. Okay. So if any problem is there, or anything extra is to be done, or any information is to be given, then they have to handle only that particular area. Only to that particular person they have to contact. You know, so not necessary to contact everyone. Do you understand? So this will be easier for that person. So understand. And for them also it is there. See, like they have to report to this production manager. So they know that what is their position, whom they have to report. So there is no any confusion. So effective administration will be possible. Okay. So I know that, see, like if I am working in the school, what the principal is telling, I have to obey. So whatever may be there. So, and I have to handle only with the business studies, one subject only there, and I'll be dealing with that. So anything related to the business studies, father just has to call me. There is no any kind of confusion. Any issue will not be. Anything related to accountancy, father has to call the son. And if anything related to economics, then it is will be Anisa. So there's authorities, or the responsibility and authority is very clear. There is no any confusion. There is no any problem like that. But you see, like there are some subjects and all are there, like in our class, imagine this is like general sciences. So general science is a particular topic, and in that like physics is there, chemistry is there, biology is there, 3 subjects are, and these 3 subjects are handled by different teachers. And sometimes see like physics itself is handled by 2 teachers. So for one subject itself, there are 4 or 5 teachers. Okay. So then what will happen if see like mark list is prepared? And if mark list is prepared, and if any mistake is there, so I will go and ask to the physics teacher. Then physics teacher will say that it is not because of my mistake, it is because of the chemistry teacher's mistake. And I will go to the chemistry teacher, then he will say that it is not because of my mistake, it is because of the biology teacher's mistake. And I will go to biology teacher and ask, then he will again say that it is not because of my problem, it is because of the physics teacher's mistake. So they will start blaming each other. You know, they will not, nobody will take up the responsibility, and they will start blaming to one another. But if he's like, if any problem is there in business studies, and if the class teacher is coming and asking me why this mark is not there, or why there is a problem in this one, then I have to give answer to it, because I am only teacher there, and there is no any other teacher who is teaching business studies in this entire school. So there is no any kind of issue or any type of thing. So it is very clear about this. In our school, it's like if a particular subject is there, like physics is there, so it is handled by one teacher. So like that, it is there. So otherwise, if it is not clearly mentioned about, see, like all are general science teachers, and sometimes one teacher is teaching physics, so the same teacher is teaching maybe chemistry also, and sometimes he will be teaching biology. So if all the things are combined together and teaching like that, then there will be always having problem. Okay, so there will be confusion. So when there is proper organizing structure, where there is proper organizing, then there is no any confusion or any issues will not be there. And development of personnel under the process of organizing, delegation of authority is practiced. This is done not because of the limited capacity of an individual, but also to discover new techniques of work. It provides opportunities of taking decisions to the subordinates. By taking advantage of this situation, they try to find out the latest techniques and implement them. Consequently, it helps them to grow and develop. So if this setup of organization is there, so sometimes the top level managers will assign some particular duties to the production manager, or maybe to the sales manager, or to the finance manager, and they will give freedom to them to make a decision regarding, see, like if a production is there, so if our production outputs are less, okay, so we have to increase the output. So the top level manager will inform to the production manager that somehow we have to increase the production number of products that we are producing, output, how much output is there, that has to be increased. So you can use any new technique. So then he will think about that, and then he will be able to make a new idea about how to increase the production. Okay, so then he will bring up with a new idea, better idea. So top level manager may not have much idea about how to increase the production or how to bring up this, but this production manager, he will be thinking about the new ideas, because he is handling only with the production activities, and he may also give this authority to the his subordinates, lower level employees. So he will say that, say, like one who is handling with the particular this one, so he will also give the work to the other people subordinates. So many people are working together, so they will discuss, or they will bring up with the new ideas, and they will discuss about which one is the best one. So such a way, new techniques and new ideas can be coming up. Okay, and this will help the subordinates. So if like if any kind of decision making power is there, so if any program is there or any work is there, and if father is calling and giving me the authority for conducting this program or doing this work, so by doing this one, I am using my own brain, my own interest, and my own way I will be trying to make it, and it will help in my development. I will be also getting developed. So each and every work is given to different people, so that they will be getting developed. So this will help in the development of the personnel. Then expansion and growth. The process of organizing allows the employees to the freedom to take decisions which help them to grow. They are always ready to face new challenges. This situation can help in the development of the enterprise. This helps in increasing the earning capacity of the enterprise, which in turn helps in its development. So when employees are working with all hearted, so they are very happy, and if they work hard, normally the production will be increasing, and if the production increases, then the profit of the organization will be increasing, and if the profit increases, then the organization will be growing. So in an organization where the more freedom is given, more motivation is given, in a very nice working condition is there, in such an organization, there will be always chance of growth. The entire organization will be growing day by day. And if in an organization there is no freedom, there is no any proper organizing structure is not there, and any proper managing is not there, so in such an organization, people will not feel like to continue working. So what happens there? So every day he is getting different jobs, and different people are giving job to us. So in such all these problems are there, that they will be confused about what to do, and at last they will be fed up and they will leave the job. So in such a way, many people will start leaving the job, and the work will not perform, and the new persons will be coming. Then it will take so much time for the new employees to learn the job. So such a way, it will create a lot of confusion, and after that, such a way the business will fall down. So if there is proper organizing, then all these problems can be avoided. Okay. So these are the different importance The above analysis makes it clear that the process of organizing by clearly defines the post, roles, authorities, and relations, creates a structure with the help of which the objectives defined under the planning are turned into reality. It is said that organizing has the same importance for management as a structure of bonds in a human body. It means that organizing is a very important function of management. So the function of organizing is just like the bonds of our body. See, like if I am able to stand straight, and if I am able to lift my hands, or if I am able to shake my fingers, or if I am able to shake my head, or any part of my body, if I am able to move any part of my body, it is only because of my bonds. So my bonds are there in my body, and that is what makes me to stand up. If there are, see, like inside these fingers, there are bonds. If there are no bonds, this will be just like down like that. There is no. If any bonds are there, it will just like it is just a piece of flesh. So it cannot move. So if you you might have seen that a particular part of your body is there where there is no any muscles are not there or any bonds are not there, then we will not be able to move properly. Okay. So, but see, like there are some muscles, there are some bonds. So that bond is the one which makes us to stand straight and help us to do the most of the activities. So it's the same way an organization is able to stand straight, or an organization is able to run properly only because of the organizing. Okay, so the organizing function is just like the bones of our body. So it gives a shape to our body. So like if we don't have a bonds, we will be just like a bundle of flesh. Okay, just like a ball, just like any shape will be there. Any proper shape cannot be. So our even our face shape is there. So it is because of our skull structure. So that body is there. So there is always there are bonds are there. So even on our nose there is a bonds. Or the shape of our body is created by the bonds. Okay. So and also it may helps us to do all the activities. So if you are walking, if you are able to walk, if your leg is broken, leg is broken in the sense your legs bone is broken, so then you will not be able to walk. So if a spinal cords are there, we are having spine. So if backbone is broken, then we will not be able to stand up. We will be lying down like that. So some people are like paralyzed and or people lying down on the bed. So they are having some problem with their bones. So in the same way, the organization is having a particular position, or the structure of the organization is developed because of a organizing structure. So we can say that organizing is the backbone, or organizing is the bone of the organization or a business. Okay, so it shows that it is a very important part of the organization. Now, if you have any doubts regarding the topics that we have already discussed, you may ask. Do you have any doubts?
So for MCQ type questions, we have to read NCERT also.
Pardon?
So for MCQ type questions, we have to read NCERT also.
Like that, if you ask, then I don't know from which book they are going to ask. Okay, so you can read the NCERT book also. If you refer more than 2 to 3 books, it will be beneficial, because I don't know whether the CBSE board, how they are going to prepare the questions, that we cannot have any idea about that. So
then how we will
questions. Pardon?
So then how we will prepare for MCQs?
You can read more books. Like see, like you are using one book, any private books are there, and along with that, you can read the NCERT book also. The more you read, you will get more idea. So if you are how many number of books you are able to refer, that will be more beneficial. So you have to read more, so and understand the things, concepts. So they will not be like exactly like a sentence by sentence like that. They may not be asking. The concept is there. So like if planning. So regarding like planning is thinking before doing. So dash is thinking before doing. When the question is there, then you can understand it is planning or organizing. It's a such kind of questions. You cannot exactly say that what method is. See, like this is a new thing. So normally, like the questions, see, like in our question paper, normally like around 20 marks question is objective type questions were there early. So those questions were coming in the same way. Those same patterns were there. So such kind of pattern will be there for the questions also. And also there will be some kind of this case study type questions also can be there for even for MCQ type questions also. But in that also,
like passage question will be also there. Like passage will be given, we have to answer from that reading passage.
a passage will be given there, and based on that, it's exact sentence will not be given, but they will be giving the idea, what idea is discussed in that paragraph, or such kind of things are there. So in that way, it will be there. So there is no any pattern or there is no any proper model is given. Okay, so so this is the new information for me. The same information that you are, how much knowledge you are having, same information only I also got. Okay, so means what sort of question will be there, like that we cannot predict. Okay, so you have to read more. So you have to read more concentrately, and you read, and you can also refer 2-3 books, so that you will get a different ideas about the things.
So you are using which book?
I am using a book of like a VK Publications. One book is there. So this
author name, sir, author name.
huh?
Author name he is asking.
Author.
Author is R.K. Singla.
R.K. Singh.
Okay, VK Publications, 2 books are there. One is of Poonam Gandhi there, and one is
Yes,
of
sir, we
R.K.
are
Singla
using.
there.
Sir, I have Poonam Gandhi.
No
I
problem,
also.
both are almost similar. Only
Okay.
that wordings are, both the books are, all the books are same only. If you use NCERT also, you will find that same things are there, but the sentence written there is slightly different, that's all. Same content you will find, the importance of organizing you will find in a NCERT book also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But the same sentence are not used. It means they are given it as a very big paragraph, so it is very difficult to understand from the book given. Okay, but if you consider a private book, in that separate like specific points are given there, so it will be easier for you to learn. That is why we are using this. Otherwise, content is same only. The syllabus is same, the material, content, everything is same. Okay. So that is enough for today. So expecting that from Monday onwards we will be starting the classes, and
Yes, sir.
most of you will be coming now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 100%.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. No doubt.
Why not? You will be coming.
So
No doubt at all.
expecting to meet you soon.
If everything goes right.
In that case, then this will be our last live class.
If Mosam will be right, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If weather forecast like
There is no anything like that. So after
maybe
opening
heavy rain.
the regular class, we will not be running the live classes. So only the only the physical classes will be there. If any what all will arrangements will be there, that we will be letting I will be letting you later on. You will get information regarding that. But normally we will not be there will be 2 shifts. So all the details will be informed to you through your messages and all. But anyhow, you can expect that from Monday onwards we will be having the classes. For us, whether there will be 2 shifts or not, that we don't know, because we are having less than 25 number of students. So maximum capacity of a class can be of 25 students. Okay, so number like a 50% of attendance can be maintained.
Now only 10.
Huh?
Now only 10 in commerce.
Now very less are coming. All are nice. Weather is there, sleeping nicely. You know. Okay. Okay, so we will meet you after the physical class. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.